Good afternoon, RGEA members and guests. Welcome to today's webinar, Using Your RGEA Travel Discounts This Summer, presented by John Green. I'm your hostess, Daryl Davis Fulmer, and I want to thank Tracy Eubanks for her technical support today. Our presenter, John Green, is Vice President of Distribution Marketing at Amber's our benefit partner. He grew up in a household of public servants, and for the past 36 years, he has spent the majority of his career helping state and local government employees and retirees understand their retirement benefits. And he's certainly done this so many years. We are happy to have John as part of our team. Today, he will help you get the most out of your benefits and to travel safely as well. Before we begin this webinar, I want to go over a few items. Each of you has been muted to help ensure the presenters can be heard, and this webinar will be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. We'll also send you an email with a link to the recording, the PowerPoint, as well as a survey for you to fill out. For those of you who have submitted questions, we sent those to John, and many of them will be answered during this presentation. However, if you think of a question during the presentation, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of the Zoom page, and John will try and respond to those during the webinar, but if not, we will read the questions at the end so that he can respond. So just before we start, I received word from our government relations director that there is a 1% bonus this year and a 2% bonus for next year, currently in the budget, totaling 175 million for state retirees only. He's there now to help ensure that it stays. Today is budget day at the legislature. And so we shall see how that goes. But he seemed to be pretty confident when he talked to me this morning. So without further ado, I'd like to turn the mic over to John Green. John, go for it.
Thanks, Daryl. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tracy, for setting all of this up. And good afternoon, RGEA members. Excited to be here with you today. We're going to talk about all things preparing for summer, discounts, ways to stretch your pension dollars, and to make your money go further for you as well. I appreciate all of you who have sent in some questions beforehand. We're going to answer a lot of those throughout our conversation. Then if we have plenty of time, I'm going to take you out to the website so that you can actually see it in action and address a few more questions out that way. So keep those questions coming. We greatly appreciate it. Real briefly, as Daryl mentioned, my name is John Green. I live a little bit north of Houston with my family. My wife, who is a second grade elementary school teacher, and I grew up in a public service household, just like Daryl mentioned. Both my grandparents, my grandmother, grandfather, my aunt, my mom all worked for the Texas Highway Department. So I know what it means to grow up in a service household. So thank you very much for that. So I appreciate the opportunity to be with you here today. I want to remind you real briefly, RGEA and AMBA together provide benefits that are not covered from the state, the city, the county, whatever reason. Some of you have left the state of North Carolina. These benefits are portable. If you leave the state for whatever reason, you can extend these benefits to your family members, to loved ones who are not eligible maybe for some of your city or state benefits by having them become an associate member of RGEA. So lots of good stuff out there. But today we're talking about what I like to call the backside of the page. All of the discounts that you receive by being an RGEA member. Discounts not only in the state of North Carolina, all across the country, around the world, everything from dining to shopping to travel. We're going to jump in with both feet. So make sure you've got your questions ready to roll here. We're going to introduce you to what's called the MyEMBA Discounts Program, or better known as Passport. So you'll hear me use those terms interchangeably. It's all the same. MyEMBA Discounts or Passport is the same. I'm going to share with you some popular discounts, answer those questions that you've asked beforehand, maybe some that come in later, help you dream a little bit, prepare a little bit. Then I'm going to show you how you can suggest new merchants to be part of the Passport program so that you can get savings not only more locally, but you can help your community as well with some business as well. So then we're going to talk at the very end. We had some questions about travel scams and about insurance for trips and things like that. We're going to touch just briefly on a couple of those things as well. Before we get into this, I want to kind of gauge your education and knowledge level of the Passport program. So Tracy's going to launch a poll, and I want you to go ahead and just share that poll, and you can, it's totally anonymous. We're asking you about how well do you know the Passport program? And so we're going to see if some of you use this before. So go ahead and answer this and put your answer in there, and then we'll see the results here in just a moment. We've had Passport ever since we partnered with RGEA about 3 years ago, and we've introduced this across the state. And so we'll make sure that people are understanding it as well as taking a little bit of an opportunity maybe to educate some more on it. So go ahead and answer that question, and then Tracy will let us know the answers here shortly.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. The numbers are coming in quick, so this is great. Thank you.
And Jerry, we already got your question in there. I greatly appreciate that. I'm going to show you some places here in just a moment about some all-inclusive vacations. So I love that the fact that you're planning this time of year. My wife, like I said, she's a teacher. She's got 3 more days of school, and she's already started planning our vacation. So we're ready to roll.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this, John. Let's see
Okay,
what we got. Okay.
share that. Let's see what
Thank
we
you,
got here.
everyone.
Okay, publish those results for us. All right, so overwhelmingly, you're not familiar with this as part of your RGA member benefits. We're going to spend a significant amount of time making sure that you understand what the program is, how it works, and then we'll jump into the discounts at hand. So that's really important because this is something that is a great benefit to you. So thank you, Tracy, for sharing that. We'll come back with another poll here in just a moment to ask some questions, but I kind of want to walk through what Passport is. Passport is a program, or the Miami Discounts program is an endorsed benefit from the association. It is free to you as part of your membership. You can buy it out on the open market and subscribe to it. It's $9 a month, $81 a year. But for RGEA members, it's totally free. So that pays for your membership right there, just using it one time. It is everything from shopping, dining, travel, all across the board, simple as a Jimmy John sandwich all the way up to buying a house or a car. So, I mean, there's discounts all across the board. We're going to walk you through it and kind of help you understand. Some are in person with brick and mortar stores, or some of them are online, some of them are travel related. We're going to walk you through that as we go through here. But we're going to make it super easy for you to enroll. Tracy is going to send you an email at the end of this webinar today. In that email is going to be a link to access Passport as well as an activation code. When you use that activation code, you're going to get into Passport. You'll fill out just a little bit of a profile. You're not putting any credit cards in, nothing at all. You're just filling out your profile because it will kind of bubble up and say, hey, if you like to travel, you want to hear some of the latest deals, or if you have pets or grandkids, or you're looking for shopping opportunities, you'll get some of those emails if you want them. So you fill that out and you're in at that point. So it's super easy. Again, it's free to you. Watch for that email from Tracy from NCR, from RGEA, and you're going to make sure that you get into Passport. I'm going to show you a little bit in a live scenario how this all works, but I want to make sure that you understand it's super easy to get into. And again, if you do it right, you don't have to worry about paying for any of this whatsoever. Because there are 2 ways that you can access your discounts. This is what I love about the Miami Discounts Passport program. The first way is through the Passport mobile app. You're going to get a tutorial that Tracy's going to send to you as well. Whenever you have an Apple phone or an Android phone, it doesn't matter. You can get it through the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can get the Passport Corporate mobile app. That mobile app is what I call geolocated. What that means is if you are in a different city, and whenever I fly somewhere for work and I land and say I'm hungry, I can look on my Passport mobile app and it will say, here are all the restaurants within a certain mile radius. Or if I'm traveling to see a family member and need to stop at a hotel or there's a tourist attraction along the way, I can look at what's available to me and get my discount that way as well. I'll show you how that works in just a moment. So you can use it on the phone, or you can also use it on your desktop or laptop. It's super easy. This is where I do all of my travel planning for the most part, is right here on the desktop or laptop. And so I'll show you some tips and tricks as we roll through here and give you some good indications of ways to go and directions. So again, with those questions coming in, keep those rolling. We'll keep those rolling for you as well. Now, I would probably say about 95% of all of the discounts are going to be found where you actually click through and you either go to the store or you order the product online. There are occasions when there will be a need to show your card. And basically, what that means is you're in a restaurant, you're at an airport parking spot, or you're at a tourist attraction, and you're going to see this that comes up on the left-hand side. And this is Jersey Mike's. There's a bunch of sub shops, Jersey Mike's in the Charlotte area. You're going to see this button at the bottom that says Use Card. You simply take your phone and you hit Use Card, and your card will pop up on the screen that will say, show this passport card at participating Charlotte restaurants and get 10% off your order. Passport, Miami Discounts does not send you a physical card. If you need to use your card, it will say use card on your phone. You will show that to the restaurant merchant, to the parking lot attendant, to whoever it is that you're receiving the discount from, and it has the offer. The offer on there will be certain percentage off, or it will be BOGO, or it will say 20% off the whole check, minus not including alcoholic beverages, things like that. So again, if you need to use the mobile app to show your card, it will say use card, hit the use card button, and your card will pop up. You will not get a physical card mailed to you when you use the Passport program. Now, Passport can be used for a wide variety of things, including shopping, services, in-store savings, as well as online, national merchants and electronics, cars, um, theme parks, movie tickets, stuff like that. So to help me kind of hone in on what you're looking for this summer, Tracy's going to launch another poll that says, hey, here's what I'm planning to do this summer. So Tracy, if you'll launch that poll, tell me about your summer plans. This will help me understand what's going on. Again, totally anonymous. Are you staying at home, working around the house? Are you just staying within North Carolina? We've had some other folks that said, hey, I'm traveling across the United States, or I don't live in North Carolina. Are there discounts? Yes, we're going to show you some of those as well. If you, some we've had already say, I'm going overseas, I'm looking to go to Greece, Barbados, going on a cruise, something like that. Tell me what you're doing, or even if you're just going to maybe a baseball game. You got a lot of great minor league baseball in the state. You're not too far from other states as well. We go to some stuff, attractions, go see a movie. Tell me what you're going to do. Tracy will publish that here in just a moment, and that'll help me kind of guide our conversation and weave us through some places that you can find because there's some of my favorites that are out there. The thing I love about Passport is that it changes all the time. There are new discounts being added, discounted values go up, they change. So I always like to explore out here anytime I'm planning something or if I want to shop. I was talking to my daughter yesterday. She had some things that she wanted to look for. I said, let's go take a look at this site and found it. All right. So thank you for posting that, Tracy. We're across the board. About almost 40% are going across the United States. That's great. I'm going to show you a couple of places that are really, really good to check out for hotels, things like that. A quarter of you are staying within the state. Some of you are going outside the country. I'm going to show you some places as well as a website for airline travel that can really probably save you some money as well. So this helps me out immensely. I greatly appreciate that, Tracy. Thank you for sharing. So let's jump in and talk about the shopping things first. When it comes to shopping, you're going to find that most of your offers are going to be online. There are some in-store offers, but most are going to be online. The biggest one that I've seen is the most popular this past year is the Skechers Direct store. Now these are in stores, and there's 800 something locations all across the country, several of them in North Carolina, as well as online. And you see Joe Montana and others talk about these great shoes that you can slip into without having to lace them up, things like that. They're all type of shoes. My son uses this. The Skechers Direct, you can go online, print off a coupon and walk into the store with it or show it on your phone. It's 30% off shoes all day long. So it's really a good deal. Other clothing manufacturers, Quince is really a nice shop, especially for some high quality clothes and travel clothes or travel related items, things like that. So especially for those of you who are going overseas, go check that out because they have some really good offers out there for some travel luggage, travel devices, things like that, and some bags. Adidas, Kohl's, your general shoes, clothing stores online, save money out there. If you're looking for housewares, linens, things like that, Brentwood Home's a good place. Dress shoes, Nunn Bush and Stacy Adams are good for that. Sunglasses, whether it be for yourself, for a gift for graduates, something like that. Ray-Ban is a well-known brand name that you can get a pretty good savings on. And then if you're looking for kitchenware, you've got some of these weddings you've got to go to, maybe some wedding showers, things like that. Great Jones is a new merchant on Passport. It's a woman-owned business. It's all things kitchenware, not only traditional, but some unique things as well. So go check that out from a shopping standpoint. One of the biggest ways that you can save money through Passport is on appliances. And we're talking everything refrigerators, washers, dryers, all the way to KitchenAid mixers, things like that. Whirlpool, Electrolux, Maytag, Frigidaire, the major brand names are all out here on Passport. Most of them, you have to take one extra step to register on the site. It doesn't require you to put a credit card in or anything like that. So you just take an extra step and you get into what, in this case, the Whirlpool Inside Pass. They often run about 30% off all the time. Occasionally, they will offer different discounts on specific things, such as large ticket items or kitchen top, countertop appliances, things like that. Those change throughout the year. So again, if you're going to a wedding and you need to take a KitchenAid mixer or something like that for a granddaughter, grandson, in a wedding, this is a great place to save money. I'll give you an example. Our washing machine went out a couple of years ago. I went down to Home Depot, which is right around the corner from us, and looked in there, found a Whirlpool washer that my wife liked. We wrote down the serial number, came back and went on Inside Pass. We found the exact same washing machine for $250 less, including shipping and delivery, including installation and haul off of the old one. So you talk about saving money. Appliances is a great way to do this because at some point, all of our appliances are going to need to be replaced. So it's a great way to check it out there. All right, when it comes to food and gifts, I've looked around the state of North Carolina, and other than Charlotte, there's not a whole lot of restaurants that are available. So in Charlotte, there are more restaurants than other places. You're going to find this probably true about all major metropolitan areas. If you are traveling out on the West Coast, there are many, many more merchants, restaurants all across. But your major metropolitan areas, Chicago, New York, down in Florida, things like that, you're going to find restaurants out there as well. But from a food and gift standpoint, subscription services, ordering Omaha steaks, Snake River Farm steaks, Hello Fresh for your meal prep, things like that. Harry and David, Forte for chocolates and gifts, all sorts of wines and liquors and beer clubs that you can join as well. Thrive Market, if you're looking for a supermarket type environment with non-GMO foods, dye-free, things like that. You're going to see those on Thrive Market. It's a great way to save that. If those grandkids come over in the summer and they want sweet treats, but you don't want to get them all sugared up and all wired, go to Thrive. You can find some good sugar-free stuff with no dyes in there and keep them healthy as well. One that I want to point out is 1-800-Flowers. 1-800-Flowers is more than just flowers. I know Mother's Day was just last week, but if you need flowers for any reason, you can save at least 20%, sometimes up to 35%. But they also offer Sherry's Berries, Cheryl's Cookies, Harry and David, gift baskets, the whole 9 yards. You can save a significant amount of money out here and make your pension check stretch a little further as well. All right, when it comes to technology, this is a great way to get technology for yourself, or you need to get technology as a gift. Again, it's graduation season. All the major manufacturers, Lenovo, Samsung, Dell, Canon, Amazon, Apple, they're all out here. They run their discounts at varying times of the year, various amounts. Most of the time I see it as 25 to 45% off. Sometimes, like you see on Lenovo, you see that little fire emblem up there in the top left-hand corner of their Lenovo logo. They will run additional specials on top of 4 or 5% off their laptops or certain things. Same with cameras. Apple employee pricing. You can never go to an Apple store, go to Target, Walmart, buy an Apple product and get a discount. We're talking watches, the Apple Watches, the iPods, the earbuds, all that kind of stuff like that. Even phones sometimes they will have discounted out there in employee pricing. And then Amazon is a new merchant that's out here. Amazon devices like Alexa, your Fire tablets, your smart TV sticks that you put in a TV to get to all the streaming services, they're offering up to 40% off of those. So take a look at your tech discounts out there, whether you're ordering it for yourself or a gift for a loved one. And these change frequently. And I want to point this out about the Passport program. A discount that you see today, if you see the little fire emblem, it's got a very limited time. You may see it today and then come back in a week or two or 6 months later, and that discount is different. So again, you want to make sure you check back frequently, or if you see something you like it, go ahead and take advantage of it. Now, other ways to stretch your money more are warehouse clubs. Sam's Club is one of the most popular discounts out here. You can go online on the Passport program, type in Sam's Club, and usually the discount for a new membership is about 60%. Sometimes they will offer gift cards or other bells and whistles, things like that, in addition to. But I want to point out this is for new memberships only. We have had some members of associations buy this, take the coupon in to get their membership renewed, and it does not work for renewal memberships. So again, you've got to do new memberships only in this situation. Other things that are really good to have, the FSA store. This is the flexible savings account store. If you're looking to buy anything that's like over-the-counter medications, health aids, things like that, even if you don't have a flexible spending account, go out to the FSA store. You can save $20 off of 200 and make your dollar stretch further on all of your medications, your lotions, creams, health aids, things like that. And it's even contacts. It's all sorts of different things that you can save on the FSA store. BCP, Best Choice Products, it's kind of like a Belk, an online Belk department store. 5% off every day, much larger discounts for seasonal merchandise that you can go out and take a look at it. And for those of you that said, hey, I'm staying at home, I'm working in the yard, things like that, check out Alico. Alico has some really neat garden stuff, tool sheds, potting sheds, all things for the yard and garden, hot tubs, the whole nine yards. Go check out Alico. Those are some of the warehouse clubs that are out there that can stretch your dollars as well. But the place that is really probably the biggest savings that I see and that I've experienced is in the area of travel. And this is where we got a lot of questions about travel. So I'm going to kind of spend a little bit of time here and then show you on the website where that travel is. For those of you who are flying, the best places that I've seen, one, you can save on Clear and bypass all those fun wait lines and things like that. A 2 month free trial for Clear, which is the service that gets you through the security lines faster. For those of you who are going overseas or involving airline travel, I'm going to recommend Going to You. This is a travel service that you can subscribe to. They offer 20% off their memberships, and it will tell you if you're going to Greece that now's the time to book a flight, and here's the cheapest airlines that's doing it. Hey, there's special hidden fares. If you want to use your airline mileage, now they're having a sale on flights at a greatly reduced price. Going is kind of this service that does all of the work for you. They are not a travel agency. They are a travel aggregator service that looks out for the best flight deals. So if you're looking to fly and you're not set on one locked in spot, then absolutely go check out Going. And then the parking spot. When you go to the airport, you know it's expensive to park. You can save 15% or more at the parking spot out there as well. When it comes to overall savings, probably one of the best ways to save is through the hotels. Extended Stay America is always offering up to 50% discount out there. And this is off of these hotel rooms that have kitchenettes in them, a little bit larger, a little bit more extended stay type environment, hence their name, Extended Stay America. It's a good place if you are traveling with a larger group, or if you've got relatives that are coming into town that you don't necessarily want them to stay with you. You can put them at the Extended Stay America hotels and give them some space out there as well. The Wyndham chain offers up to 20% discounts at all times, and that's everything from your Days Inn and your Choice hotels all the way up to the Wyndham Vacation Clubs all across the country and across the world. But my favorite site is the Passport Travel Services Hotel Planner. It's this one over here. I'm going to show it to you in the live scenario out here. We had a lot of folks say, is there an easy way for me to look at hotel travel, hotel discounts in a certain city or a longer route or near events, things like that? The Hotel Passport Travel Planning Services plan, I go in there, I can plug in the city, the date, and it will sort it by based on the biggest discounts It will sort it based on star ratings. I can look at addresses and say, if I want to get close to Disney World, it'll put me as close to Disney World as possible and show me all the discounted hotels around there. If I need to travel with someone who needs some accommodations for wheelchairs, things like that, you can search in that as well. So like I said, it gives you a lot of flexibility. The thing I like about it is it gives me just a general picture of what's out there. I'm a big Marriott guy. I usually book through the Marriott website, but oftentimes I will find it cheaper out here on the Passport Travel Services Hotel Planner. The other thing too is it will tell me if I look on the certain dates, it'll say, hey, there's a big event in this area that may be impacting pricing on hotels. If you're not set on that date, maybe consider something else. So it allows you even to know when may be the best time to go to get the biggest discounts for you as well. The other way that I save a lot of money when I travel is rent cars. Avis, Budget, Hertz, Enterprise, and National all offer anywhere from 25 to 35% off, plus additional dollars off there as well. Avis and Budget are running a special right now, up to 35%, plus $10 off a 3-day rental. You can go out there, and I'll tell you my little trick on this. I'll go out to the Passport site. I will look at rental cars. I will book a rent car and reserve a rent car. And then about a week before my trip, I'll go back out there and look again. Sometimes those rates have dropped even more depending upon what's going on, what they need to drive business, and then I'll get me a new reservation. So it's another way to save money on top of that. Now we had several folks ask, what about Airbnbs? Are there any discounts for Passport on Airbnbs? Not for Airbnb directly, but if you're traveling and you want an Airbnb style home, you have a large group you want to put up into that, you want to go out and look at HVN, Haven. These private homes, there's 15, or excuse me, 150,000 of them all across the world. They are not only in America, but they're all across the world. And the thing that I like about it, the thing that drives me nuts about Airbnbs is oftentimes there's all sorts of fees on top of fees on top of fees, in addition to the nightly charge. Sometimes Haven runs specials where they'll waive certain fees, give you discounts on top of that. Again, your mileage varies depending upon where you go, when you're going, that type of thing. But Haven's a great place to start if you're looking for some type of nice home rental, something for a large group like an Airbnb. The other thing I like about Haven, they have what are called unique residences. You can stay in a firehouse. You can stay in a lighthouse on the coast in New England. There's all different unique places that you can stay. So go check Haven out if you're looking for an Airbnb, that type of thing. If you're going out to the West Coast, and saw where several of you are flying out or going out across the country, go check out Pacifica Hotels. This is a neat chain. They have 42 locations out on the West Coast. Really neat in terms of their quality of their resort, plus the locations are right where you want to be. Right now, they're running a special saving 25%. So these change all the time. Go take a look at it. I'm going to show you how you can find some more discounts out there as well. We had some people ask about train travel. Um, Specifically Amtrak. Some of you ask about train travel in the Northwest and things like that. I couldn't find any Amtrak travel discounts out there, but I did find several that were for the Rockies, the Canadian Rockies in the Northwest. Rocky Mountaineer is a service, and you can type in Rocky Mountaineer when you go out here. I'll show you how to find it, that will take you on these phenomenal train tours, and they're offering $1,000 off per couple right now on that. We had some people ask about, I want to stay outside of a national park. One of the coolest places that I found, of course, you can always shop on the hotel services, the Passport Travel Services out there, but one is a company called Auto Camp, AUTOCAMP, Auto Camp, where they have taken Airstream trailers and fix them all up. And they have these travel courtyards that are all Airstream trailers, and they're all around a lot of the national parks out in the West. So really neat ways to save out there. There are some RV rentals that you can save on, some other tiny home rentals, things like that that are out there. Some really cool stuff that is out there. So again, if you're looking for travel, Passport is the way to find it. I'm going to show you in the live here in just a moment. You can't turn on the TV these days and not see the Great Wolf Lodge commercials where the family hops on those big wolves and ride off to this fun family adventure. Nearby in Charlotte in the Concord area is a Great Wolf Lodge. There's dozens of these across the country, but passport savings can be up to 50% on these. And it's sometimes very elaborately themed rooms. They include water park passes, all that kind of stuff like that. I looked for just an early week in June and came up with this one here. So like I said, there's all sorts of things. Go check it out. It's another great way to have a great family vacation, kind of an all-inclusive with the water park passes. If you're looking to go to Florida, go to New York, go to Chicago, um, all the theme parks are out here. You're going to find these, even Carowinds, things like that. Lots of those available to you. Disneyland, Universal Studios, you're seeing a lot of the Epic Universe that's coming down in Florida. You want to go to what's called Tickets at Work. Tickets at Work is the company with Inside Passport that gives you discounts on all of these, including if you're going to New York or Chicago to see a Broadway show, something like that, you can go check that out there as well. And then movie tickets. Movie tickets, you can save up to 40% on all the major movie chains. And these tickets are basically the price of a Tuesday afternoon matinee, but you can go on a Friday first run movie. So again, really easy. Tickets at Work is also where you're going to find any baseball games, any football games, any college sports as well. I'll show you that in just a moment. Again, as I mentioned, Tickets at Work. Major League Baseball, minor league baseball. The Durham Bulls have a lot of discounts tickets out there as well. Um, College sports, we're 100 days away from college football starting. Hallelujah. You know, you can find all of your college football tickets out there. I know that North Carolina is a big basketball state, college basketball. You can find those out there as well. Then you see Carowinds, you see the Sea Life Aquarium, the Cirque du Soleil shows that travel back and forth. You can save all of these discounts out there, very significant and easy to use. So, all right. Now, before I go out to the website and show you around and answer some questions out there, we get questions all the time like, how can I get discounts in my area? How can I find something a little closer to home for me? Whenever you're in your Passport account, you're going to notice there's a suggestion button at the top right-hand corner after you do the drop-down account. Hit that suggestion button and a little suggestion form will come up. You want to put all the information you can about the restaurant, the store that you want. You want to put that in there, but you also want to make sure that it's a local restaurant that has control over their discounts. So not like a national chain or something like that, or like McDonald's. It needs to be with the local franchisee. If you know the franchisee that has several locations or the mom and pop restaurant, you want to put all that information in there because Passport will contact them and say, hey, we've got 30,000 RGEA members in the state of North Carolina that would love to frequent your establishment if you'd offer them a discount. They have the right to do that or not, but this is the process that you do to get that started. So take advantage of that and make a suggestion if you want to there. Okay, before we jump over into the website, we had several questions about travel scams. And we also had some questions about travel insurance. So I want to hit on a couple of these beforehand because we had people say, how do I know if it's a good website? Things like that. The first thing is with the internet, we've got great resources. Know your destination. Research pays off when you go through here. My wife and I love to cruise, but we're not as familiar with some of the ports of call. So we will look on the internet and find out, and they'll say, avoid taxi cabs in this port of call, or watch out for this particular type of scam. If any of you have ever been to New Orleans and you walk down Bourbon Street, there are specific scams on Bourbon Street that you want to avoid. So knowing your destination can pay off through that as well, and only go through reputable websites. I know this can be a little bit of a challenge because you don't know. Check for grammatical errors, overly generous offers, compare it out there, get some reviews, things like that. We had a couple of questions about some of the travel aggregator sites like Expedia um, and gosh, for what some of those other TripAdvisor, those type of things. I like TripAdvisor because it comes with a lot of reviews that are out there. What I my when I go look at rent cars, sometimes I like Expedia because I can go out and see all the rent car companies at one spot. It gives me a chance to see who may be the cheapest, and then I come back to Passport and possibly book it there. So again, check it out. Those sites are usually pretty good. What I found out is that most of the travel aggregator sites like Expedia and those companies, they're all owned by each other by some reason. So they may have the same offers across the board out there. If you are going to a location that's overseas, or you're going to something that's got a lot of elements to it, like a cruise or like flights and a trip to a theme park, something like that with hotels, consider booking through a travel agent. A lot of times, what you will get there is one, they're reputable. Two, they have special deals that you may not be able to get. But most importantly, if something goes wrong, you can coordinate and have restitution back through that travel agent, especially going overseas because they sometimes have been to those sites before. They know what to look for, possibly consider getting into a tour or something like that as well. Always use secure payment methods like credit cards whenever you are online booking a trip. Avoid a wire transfer. You have some protection with your credit cards out there. And if you look and find that this deal is probably too good to be true, it probably is. There may be a catch. You want to look at, is there a timeshare presentation I have to go to? Or check out the reviews, the third-party reviews. People will be pretty honest with you if they think it's a scam, something like that. When you're on your trips, depending upon where you are, be overly cautious about unsolicited help. If somebody pulls up and says, "Hey, would you like a ride too?" Or "I want to give you free tour or free gifts," or "let me have your camera and take pictures of you," just be a little bit cautious of that out there. Keep those valuables close to you. Some of the sites I showed you, Quince and others, have the travel pouches, the things that you can wear inside your clothes, stuff like that as well. Carry an air of confidence when you're walking around in different ports of call or different cities that you're in. By exuding that confidence, you're less likely to be prey to some type of scam or victim there. Always secure your devices, especially when you are checking your internet at hotels, things like that. Have some type of virtual private network when you're connecting to public Wi-Fi. In a lot of other countries, you will find Wi-Fi cafes where you can go in there. Well, people will sit out there and try to poach off of your Wi-Fi, poach off of your private information. Do protect that. And then again, if you are somewhere and you do not feel comfortable when you're talking to a merchant, when you're talking to someone offering you a tour or a trip or a gift or something like that, don't be afraid to walk away. You have the power to do that, to walk away. So again, do your research beforehand. I think you'll be okay. And just always be aware of your surroundings. Now, one of the questions we got was, what about travel insurance? Now, I have very mixed feelings about this, simply because I love to travel, but I love to travel cheaply. Travel insurance comes in all different forms. Some of it is specific to the trip, and only if you book it through a certain merchant, such as a cruise line. If you book through a cruise line and book their airfare through a cruise line and get the trip protector insurance on that, that covers you for airfare and for the cruise. Some are just general travel insurance, but they have a ton of exclusions for health issues. Some you can cancel at any time. So it depends on where you're going, how you're getting there, and what the cost is whether it's justifiable. Is your trip non-refundable in any way? If I'm going somewhere and I'm staying in a hotel and I have to cancel because of health issues, most of the time that hotel is going to refund or let you cancel for the nights that you didn't stay, things like that, not to worry about. A lot of the travel programs, the travel insurance programs, are for medical emergencies if you are on the trip, not if something happens to you beforehand. So you'll want to make sure you understand what that covers from that standpoint. Some will say, if you had a pre-existing condition or you're pregnant within a certain number of months, it doesn't cover that, those type of things. Then you want to check at what activities you're participating in. If you're going skiing, if you're going zip lining, if you're climbing the pyramids or the mountains in Machu Picchu, that kind of stuff like that, yeah, I'd consider it because you want to make sure that if something does happen, you're being very active out there and something does happen, you absolutely want to make sure that you've got medical evacuation coverage, something like that. Again, check and see you may already have coverage through the credit card or a travel agency. You may not need additional coverage. And then if you do travel, I would always recommend having MASA coverage through AMBA. MASA coverage covers you anywhere in the world, even at home, for any emergency transportation that you need. So if you're overseas in Greece or Barbados or somewhere and something happens to you, a water skiing accident, or you fall on the hills in Santorini, or the donkey riding up the side of the mountain in Santorini in Greece, they will pay not only to get you to a hospital there from an ambulance cost, but also if you need to fly back to America to receive treatment and bring your family member back. So I mean, there's a lot of good coverage that way. And MASA is not trip specific; it covers you for any time that you've got that. So again, some good stuff there. So let me wrap up the slides. Then I'm going to take you out to the website, going to answer some questions for you. I think we're doing pretty well on time here. If you want more questions, now you're going to get a couple of things. You're going to get an email from Tracy that's going to have all of how to sign up for Passport, the activation code, how to get in there as well. But if you want more information about all of your benefits from RGEA through AMBA, simply take your smartphone, open up your camera, and hover over that QR code. A little form will pop up and say, hey, just do a benefit review, or I want to find out about MASA. I'm going to Greece or something like that. Do that. We'll get that information to someone who can contact you and walk you through all of your benefits overall. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have the ability to do it because you're on your smartphone or a tablet already, you can always email me, john.green@getamba.com, your name, your phone number, email address. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. So, Daryl, before we answer questions, let me roll out here to the website and see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me know when you see that. All
See
right, we're
it.
out there, Tracy. Thank you very much. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what the Passport website looks like. I'll take you to the home page first. In the home page, you're going to find, again, all your things you're shopping for out here. There's the account button I told you about if you want to suggest something. You will see your highlighted categories down here. Let's see if it's why it loads here just a second. Okay. You will see some of the May brands that are out here. You see that Frigidaire's got some discounts, 50% on their appliances right now. Atlantis and the Bahamas. So you scroll down, you see different categories that are out here. You can see different news, different discounts that are new out there, seasonal selections, flowers, summer travel. Go check that out. Tickets, if you're looking for something ticket related out here, some of the newest offers. Those of you who are going overseas, let me point out tickets, TIQETS. Tickets is a phenomenal website if you're going overseas, going to tourist destinations. You can get not only discounts on tours and attractions, oftentimes they will come with front of the line passes or specialty things that you couldn't get anywhere else. Go check out tickets, really pretty cool out there. Then you can also scroll down and look at all of the limited offers. Again, when some of these things expire. Some of them expire at the end of the month, some of them will expire next year. There's some cruises that expire today. So again, you want to check these out as you go through here. Trending offers. There's Tickets at Work, like I told you. Tickets at Work is one of my favorites. The best place to get all of your theme park tickets, things like that. All right, so let's go back up here and walk through. You can search within a mile radius of a city if you want to, and show you all the discounts in the area. You can search in the location that you're going to. You can search up to 300 miles in a certain area if you're going on a route somewhere along the way. Really a lot of fun to do. So let's go ahead and look at the travel section. The travel section is designed for you to look at either the type of trips you want to go on or the city. So if you want to select, I'm going to California, or I'm going to Las Vegas, or I'm going to Mexico, wherever you're going, you can type in that. You type that in there, it will show you all of the discounts in your area that are out there, hotel related, museums, things like that. You can browse by category. So if you're looking for airfare, you go to air travel. A lot of you wanted to know about all-inclusive tours, things of that nature. You go to all-inclusive. Cruises, tons of cruise things out there. There are 40 something new cruise ships that have come online in the past couple of years. Lots of rooms to fill up. Not only is it airfare, excuse me, cruising discounts, sometimes they'll throw in upgraded meal packages, onboard credits, things like that. Go take a look at that from cruising. Luxury travel, the outdoor travel. Here's where I want to show you the outdoor travel because we got a lot of folks want to know about camping. RV share, there's the auto camp. Auto camp, again, is where they said they take these Airstream trailers and they make this cool camping village right outside of national parks. little tiny homes, all sorts of different things out there. So some really neat stuff that you can go take a look at. Again, certain areas um, may vary. Again, rentals, if you're looking for like an Airbnb type environment, um, theme parks, tours, UK and Europe, all those things are out there as well that you're going to find. Then you can scroll down, you can look at certain cities, certain experiences, all of these things across the board you're going to find, including rent cars. You see all the different hot deals that are out here, what's available to you. So that's the best place to take a look at it. So let's go out here and take a look at some questions that have popped in here and be glad to answer some of those. All right. So Jerry, you were the first question in. Jerry Fulmer asked, hey, what about all-inclusive vacations and travel to Greece? Absolutely. You'll want to go over here again by category across the board here, and you can look at all inclusive. You can go over to the Europe, UK and Europe, however you want to look at that again, and take a look at those. So there's some of those that are out there from a tour standpoint. Disney cruises, Peter asked about that. Look in the cruise area. I haven't noticed Disney lately, but there are all the major cruise lines out there. I know Disney doesn't always discount a lot, but if they are, you're going to find them out at the cruise spot there as well. Bob asked about how Passport is different from AARP discounts. They vary. Bob, I will say probably from the standpoint you're going to find a broader selection on Passport, but the discounts may change more frequently. Whereas AARP may say you always get 10% off at Holiday Inn, something like that. You're going to find more and broader, and they vary. So that's a real good question. Okay. Um, We've had some questions out here about shopping. All right. Deborah asked about a microwave. Again, with the microwave standpoint, go out to your Maytag, Frigidaire, Electrolux. You're going to find some things out there. You may also want to check out Best Choice Products, BCP. They may have some appliances as well. Passport, Sherry asked about travel agent services when traveling overseas. Again, take a look at some of these down here, some of the different travel sources. Those things can help for you as well in finding the travel agent or the tour company. I know in the tours area, there were a lot of tour companies that specialized in European or overseas travel that's out there as well. Somebody asked about pre-check. Is it a good option to buy? Your mileage may vary on that. I'm not real keen on giving a lot more personal data. I've done that before, but pre-check is pretty good for speeding through a line. If you do travel a lot, it may be worth it. Check out Clear first. That could be something for you as well. Rebecca asked about discounts for Dollywood. You want to go out to Tickets at Work. Go to Tickets at Work and you will find Dollywood discounts out there. You can plug in all of that whole that area around the Smokies, and you're going to find lots of discounts out there. Now, I think, best I recall when I looked at Dollywood tickets, it can vary by season as well as vary by the length of ticket that you get. The longer the ticket that you get, the bigger the discount, that type of thing like that. Okay. Somebody asked about passport access. Again, look out for the email from NC or from RGEA that will tell you here's how to link to it. Here is the activation code and all that. So, same question about AAA. All of those things. Again, AAA, you're going to have some set discounts. Oftentimes, their discounts are bundled within travel packages where Passport, sometimes you don't have to have the bundle to get those discounts in there as well. So good questions coming in here. So you're going to get the activation code, Robert, whenever you go through here, when you get the email out there. There are some trips for seniors only. Deborah asked that. You're going to find those in tours. Um, you may find them in luxury. I'm not quite sure, but I think in tours you're going to find some specialty tours that are out there that you can go find for different ones. Because a lot of times seniors like to travel maybe independently, but they want to be in a group. They may not be able to travel with some other family members. They want to travel within a group. You can go check that out as well. All right. Let's see some other things. We talked about AAA. Somebody asked about, can you use AAA in addition to the rental cars in hotels? I've never seen companies allow you to stack discounts, meaning because most of the time they'll have one discount code where you put in your AAA code or you put in your passport code. Never have I seen them allow you to stack the discounts. So again, that's something that probably couldn't happen there. From a food standpoint, again, most of these you're going to find in the major metropolitan areas. So thank you for all your comments and questions that have come in here. Let me go look down. Um, all right. Vicky asked a great question. She's planning to go to Western North Carolina, and we're talking about in the Asheville area. That way, that maybe there's some road closures, closed businesses, things like that. Daryl asked me to look up Asheville. Right now, everything I've seen as far as discounts on passport are all related to hotels in the Asheville area. Not so many discounted or not so many tourist attractions. I will tell you from experience, we took a trip with the Texas Retired Teachers Association last December to the Biltmore. And this was after the hurricane had blown through. They have done a phenomenal job in Asheville getting all the tourist stuff up and running because, as you know, that is kind of the bread and butter of that area. My recommendation, you're probably not going to find what blocked roads, closed businesses, things like that on Passport, is just to do some general searches online to find those, Vicky. I think you'll be better off served in looking for just closed businesses in this area. And you're going to get a lot of folks who will make commentary, things like that. But go check out the hotels out there. Someone asked about Central America or Caribbean. This is absolutely the place to look on the travel page. You can go down here and look at the Caribbean, and you can see all of the hotels. You're going to find hotels, luxury hotels, things like that in there as well. Um, so take a look at that. Again, you're probably going to get an email. I think Tracy said she's got that all lined up for to go out very shortly, right after that. So take a look at those. Let me see if some of the other things that have come in
Yeah,
here. Go ahead,
Neil,
Daryl.
John Neil has asked, he said, my wife is a RGEA member, but she couldn't join today. He said, can I forward the forthcoming access code email to her to sign up to? So I want you to answer that because other people may have a question. They may have a spouse that is an associate member, or how do we want to
Right.
work that?
This is so that we can maintain the integrity of this program. We want this for all RGEA members, whether you're an active member because you're eligible because you serve the state or you're an associate member, this is what it's for. So if your spouse is a member and your spouse did sign up or didn't sign up, they're going to get an email with that link in there. Whenever you use that activation link, it helps us know whether somebody's come in from RGEA to verify membership. If you know of a family member who would love to use this discount, what a great way for them to become a member. Support those things from your pension, your healthcare access, and all that that keep you that strong for you, and they take advantage of this. Now, I will say that I have purchased Disney World tickets and use this for my family. And not everybody is a member of the association that I'm a member of, but I'm buying it myself. It's something I'm using it for. I would not give my passport membership to a cousin or something like that because I'm supporting the associations that I'm a member of. So good question out there.
Yeah, so his wife is a member, so she'll be able to get the link and use it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
So, we talked to a lot of people ask about reserving hotel rooms. Again, the Hotel Planner is probably the best site to go to. Let me just go out here and just look at, see if I can find, um, just type in Hotel Planner and see what that does for me. All right. So, Hotel Planner, you've got group travel and you've got normal travel. So you can find group travel out here because people ask about group travel. If you're looking to book 9 or more rooms, you can find it out here. This Passport Travel Services Hotel Planner. I'm going to walk you through this real briefly and then we'll wrap this up because we're right at the hour. And I appreciate
Mhm.
all the questions that have come in. So when this comes up, you will be able to go in and look at, and I can type in here, say I'm going to Orlando. And I'm going to type in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to pick some dates. Say I'm going the 17th through the 20th, and I need one room. Now it's going to bubble up a bunch of different rates here in just a moment, and it's going to show you how it sorts it. So if there was a major event or a major like the World Cup is coming next year, things like that, it would tell me, give me this big right red arrow. So hey, there's an event, or there's a Panthers game in Charlotte, or there's something going on. You may want to look at a different date out here. All right, so it's bubbling up, and I could sort it by star rating if I wanted to. I can look by a price range. I can look by a name if I wanted to only stay at um, if I only wanted to stay at Marriott's or something like that, I could type that in there as well. So again, here's one that's $21 a night. Okay. I'm a little concerned about a $21 a night hotel, so I'm going to read the reviews on this one, do my research. But like I said, you can see what all is out here, how it works, how it bubbles up. And I think it's getting ready to give me the final results out here. I can scroll down. Um, Here's some Hilton Garden Inns that I could save. It's $84 as opposed to 211. Some of these brand names, you can find some good programs out here, and these change quite a bit. So, like I said, if you're looking just for hotels, I'd recommend going out here and checking that out. So, again, great question. Let me see if there's any more questions that have popped in here, Daryl, before I sign off.
Yes,
Um,
and then I have some announcements following
okay.
the questions.
Peter, I think when you go down for amenities, Peter asked about for a different amenities. Again, if you're
Mhm.
electric car charging, things like that. Let's see if it's got anything that says non-smoking, family-friendly elevators. So again, if you're looking for something for wheelchair-bound, things of that nature that you can find. Most of your hotels are pretty outfitted for, but this will bubble up those that have better access and they're not your motor coach hotels, things like that. So good questions there. All right. I'm going to stop sharing while you're doing your conversations there, Daryl. I'll put the information back up on the screen and then we'll roll for the day. Go ahead, Daryl.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today. One of the main things we want to make sure of is that you complete the survey. We'll be sending you probably by Friday. It's quick and easy, so have it back to us by Tuesday at the latest because Monday is a holiday. Memorial Day is next Monday. So, but before we leave, note that our next Lunch and Learn webinar will be tomorrow, actually at 12:30 to 1:30. If you are a member of Civic, which was formerly the LGFCU, the credit union for local government, you will want to join this webinar entitled Banking with Civic. They will give you an update on the transition that's occurring now, tell you about the new locations, and answer any of your questions. Then on June 2nd, if you fail to register, you want to come, email me at daryl@rgea.info, and I will certainly get you the link to join that webinar. Um, they will then on June 2nd, we will bring to you the RGEA exclusive webinar with Treasurer Briner. He will be talking about pensions, protection, and public trust. We already have over 500 people registered for that, and it will be held on Monday, June 2nd at 12:30 to 1:30. You don't want to miss it. It's your chance to meet our new treasurer, ask questions. The registration rather is still open, will be open at least for another week. So please sign up for that. And if without further ado, I think we have finished. John, do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope. Always
Yeah.
thank you for allowing us to come on here. We appreciate the partnership with RGEA from the AMBA perspective and be on the lookout for that email with the link and the activation code. That is your passport to passport, for lack of a better term. So everyone have a tremendous summer and I hope you save a lot of money when you're traveling and have a great time. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you all. And as you know, the association always stands ready to support all of our retirees. So enjoy your summer. And if you have any more questions about discounts, John is giving his email address and you'll get this PowerPoint as well as the recording, as he just said. So enjoy, and thank you again for coming today.